Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for part 3 of our 6-part webinar series with Kelly Bond. I'm Chelsea Davis, Channel Partner Programs Manager at Alibi Security. We have an exciting session today, marketing focus that is not only led by Kelly, but we have George Farley, Alibi's CMO, joining us live as well. Again, we're trying to keep these short to about 30 minutes, but we're happy to stay on at the end for any questions that come through. And as a follow-up after the session, I will be sending out a couple links to request an Arsenal demo and for a business valuation request from Kelly. And with that, Kelly, I will hand it over to you to get us started.
Great. Thanks, Chelsea. So greetings, everyone. It is great to be with you again on our third webinar in this series, and I appreciate you spending a portion of your day with us. If you're already an Alibi partner, you know that it is a strong focus of theirs to provide as many resources for you as possible to help your success. This Value Builder series is one of those ways. But today you are really going to get to see just how important your business is to Alibi. And I am so excited for George to unearth all of the things, all the work that they've done to help you in your success. So today, if I can get my slide to change here. Let's see. Well, for some reason, my slide doesn't want to change. There we go. Okay. So like I said, we are on slide 3. Make sure you are watching for webinar 3. Make sure you're watching for webinar number 4. It's coming up in 2 weeks. And we're going to be talking about technology that elevates the value in your business. So pay close attention. Make sure you register for that. So today we're going to talk about your brand strength and your market position. And we will dive deep into things that are going to help you. We are going to talk about why your brand matters to buyers. We're going to talk about how you build a brand that buyers notice, that is going to position your company as the go-to name in your marketplace. And then we'll talk about how to leverage Alibi Security's free marketing resources via the Alibi Arsenal and the strength in it, why it matters, what you can do to use it in your business, and all of the tools that Alibi is providing to ensure your success. So we've got a lot of great content to get through today, so let's jump right in. So first, let's talk about why your brand matters to buyers. And you're kind of thinking, well, what does that matter for me now? I'm not a seller today, but eventually you likely will be. So think about that, not only from your overall valuation and where you may be in 5 to 10 years, but think about this for today as well. And know that, perception drives your value, whether or not it's for today or for 10 years from now. Now, buyers don't just purchase your contracts or your people or your customers. They are buying the reputation behind them. And you should know that your reputation arrives before you do. So chew on that for a minute. A clean, professional, consistent brand signals that your business is organized and well-managed and scalable. Think about risk reduction. A buyer sees a strong, consistent brand as lower risk. If customers know and trust you by your name, they're more likely to stay with you longer and refer you to other people. And thinking again forward, after a sale, that means more stable revenue. Your brand equity equals your pricing power, something you may not think about that often. Well-branded companies can charge premium prices because customers perceive greater reliability and quality. That same brand equity can also translate into higher offers when it's time to sell your business. So your bottom line is that when your business looks like a leader in your marketplace, buyers believe it operates like one. And hopefully it does. And they will pay accordingly. So how to build a brand that buyers notice? Well, you begin by positioning your company as the go-to name in your market. And it doesn't matter how large or small you are, it's all based on perception. And there are pros and cons to being either the largest or the smallest in a marketplace, but customers need to know who you are. And you want to start by being consistent everywhere. Your logo, your website, your email signature, your proposals, newsletters, uniforms, vehicle wraps, all of those should look and feel like they belong to the same company. I know that may feel like a lot, but you want to take stock of everything that the public sees associated with you. Each one of those items that I just mentioned is another plug for your business and helps your marketplace to recognize you. Consistency builds recognition and credibility. So go and take stock. Look at all those things. You think of something as simple as your email signature, but it should have your logo. It should be consistent through all of the people in your organization. It may have a call to action in it, but you want to have that consistency. So you also want to define your edge. What makes your company unique? Whether it's your response time, your customer experience, which hopefully is always going to be amazing, but you may also have a very deep technical expertise that speaks to a certain customer. Whatever that is, make that message central to your brand. Become known for your strengths as a company, even if you do want to focus on one particular area or one particular segment of the market. Just make sure that your company is known for those strengths. You also want to leverage your trust signals. And George is going to talk about this a little bit later, but you want to share testimonials and Google reviews and success stories on your website and your marketing materials. It's even okay to put a little quote at the end of your email signature that was a short testimonial from one of your customers. Let people see it. You want those to get out there. George is also going to talk a little bit about, and I've talked about it on the past couple of webinars if you were with us, but that's about doing NPS scoring and asking for reviews. I can't tell you how important this is for a couple of reasons, but this is how you can start to make purchasing decisions. We, as consumers, make purchasing decisions this way. When was the last time that you purchased something from Amazon and you didn't even look at the reviews? If there have been 100 reviews and it's a 3, you're probably going to look at the one that had 6,000 reviews. And even if they're a 3.5, it's more likely that you're going to go that way. Reviews are important. We are a society of consumers that are not seeing things in person. We are having to look at what other people say about that to make our own decisions. So this is a great opportunity for you to leverage Alibi's built-in review generator, which George is going to speak more about, and it will help you to stand out against the competition in your marketplace. So what can you do? Well, you can leverage their tools, and I am so excited for George to share these. I will tell you, the first time that I got to see the Arsenal demo, I was just blown away, and it was way too fast. I cannot tell you what an amazing job that they've done, but we'll get into that a little more in a minute. So you may already have a trusted brand in your marketplace, but if you're just starting out or don't feel that your company is well known, it may be time to make a big upgrade and create consistency over all of your marketing mediums, which you'll be able to do with the tools that Alibi provides you. But it also may be a time for you just to do a bit of a refresh and take a little tweak, do some things that are going to make your brand align across all of the mediums that you use. So Alibi giving you the ready-to-go materials in their branded brochures, their product videos, email templates, all those things are going to project a polished, unified message without having to reinvent the wheel or incurring the expense of hiring a marketing agency or the time that you would take to do it on your own. And I will just tell you, George and I had this conversation. One of these videos that they make available to you that you can then share with your end user, one of those videos is going to be extremely expensive. If you went to a marketing agency to provide it for you, you would probably be a little sickened at what it would cost you. They've already done this for you. They've given you those tools. They are so professionally done. And you have the ability to brand those as well. So, thinking about this, a modern, updated brand, it tells buyers that you invest in your business and that you understand how to compete in today's market. You don't want to be like Cracker Barrel and change your logo so much that you are not even recognizable by consumers and make everyone angry that you're so different now. But you can make small tweaks to have a consistently fresh look. So think about this from a buyer's perspective. Would I pay more for this based on how it looks and feels? Well, not only might you pay more, but you might not even consider other companies because you all bring to the market this consistent brand. So I'm going to hand this over to George, and he's going to go through and show you the Alibi Arsenal, which is all of the necessary tools you need for your marketing and branding success. So George, take it away.
Thank you, Kelly. And good morning, everyone. I don't know how to live up to that billing, Kelly. First of all, for everyone to understand that this is not a sales pitch at all. We recognize how important it is for you as a local business to build your brand, right? To promote that brand, to look professional, to generate reviews, to do all those things. And we feel like we can help, right? So what I'm going to share with you is a platform we call Alibi Arsenal. It's actually a program called Alibi Arsenal, which is a set of tools, sales, marketing tools, support tools that are designed to supplement what you already do, right? We feel like we're in a good position to provide those tools for you, right? We're the provider. We understand what you sell, the key features and solutions. And it doesn't make a lot of sense to ask each one of you to be expert at that or to invest in building the content to support those things. So we've tried to do that for you in a way that we deliver it under your brand, right? And so in essence, we build or we deliver relevant, current, professional content under your brand name. And that's really what Alibi Arsenal is all about. So the reason we present this as part of this webinar series, right, is it really focuses on two areas that Kelly mentioned. One, building your brand strength and enhancing your market position. And honestly, why we invest in that? If you as a dealer of Alibi grow, we all benefit, right? If you struggle to grow, we struggle, right? As a provider. So it's very important for us that you're successful in building your brand, in growing your business, and we're willing to invest in that. All right. So building brand strength, there's a few elements that I think of that float to the surface that Kelly mentioned. One, elevating your brand. So making sure it looks polished, professional, make sure it's consistently represented in everything you do, whether it's your website, our marketing materials, right? Your emails. Maintaining that consistency is really, really important. And doing it often is very important for brand recognition, right? Do people know who you are? They do after they see it over and over again presented professionally and consistently. Enhancing market position is sort of the second element of this, which is it's two things. It's one, looking professional, presenting your business in an elevated manner, but it's also beating the competition, right? I want to look more professional than the alternatives, and we help you do that, right? Delivering a better customer experience is very, very, it's critical, right? If you want word of mouth, if you want additional business that comes from serving a customer, you've got to be polished both on the front end in your selling practice and on the back end in your support. And we develop tools to help with that. Finally, Kelly mentioned this, and I couldn't agree more. If you're going to do one thing, do this. You guys are very good at serving customers. Capture their feedback, right? Capture it in a way that you can promote that and make that visible to other prospects. So we're going to cover some of that in a minute. Next slide, Kelly. Excellent. This is going to be very quick, right? We have 10 minutes to cover this. Typically, I spend a half an hour to an hour with customers on this. So I'm going to breeze through this, but I'm happy to answer questions at the end. And certainly we have ways for you to learn more after this call. One of the first things we do is build branded marketing materials. So this is what I consider your first touch, right? Your first layer of visibility to your targeted verticals or targeted applications. So we build marketing flyers, landing pages, so online, email templates. Everything we do and we build and we deliver for you in a convenient way for you is branded for your business. You can see in these pictures, I'd like to point, if I had a cursor, your brand here, right? That's where we put your logo. Next to that, we put your company's contact information, and we do it consistently on every single asset that I'm going to share with you. We're promoting your brand, right? So along with our professional presentation of the solutions, features, benefits, we're promoting your brand. So it's all of that high value is associated with you and your business. Next slide. Branded resources. So this is actually, this is my favorite of everything we've done because it's a real enabler for your business. So this is a little bit less. I mean, there's a brand building aspect to this, but it's a really important part that I share with you on Arsenal. We've created assets supporting all of our solutions, all the features, all the benefits, the supporting resources that you need to promote those solutions. The reason we do that, right? If I'm going to sell, if I'm a dealer and I want to promote, in this example, right? I'm showing you cloud video surveillance microsite. If I want to promote cloud video surveillance, I have to train my techs. I have to become expert at that solution. At the same time, I've got to develop all the supporting content, right? And promote that on my website and through my different campaigns. And two, I've got to keep that current. That is a heavy, heavy lift. Many of our dealers don't have a marketing department, don't have necessarily the resources or the expertise to pull this together at the front end. We do it for you and we brand it for you, which means it's consistent with the rest of your online assets. So instead of building this entire set of landing pages to promote this part of your business, we do it for you. All you have to do is put a graphic on your site or a link on your site that says, I sell cloud video, and you connect to this. And it's done for you and it's maintained for you forever. And if people download resources from this page, again, they're all branded for your business. So we make you look professional or help you look professional right out of the gates. We do this for cloud video. We do it for on-prem video. We do it for access control. We do it for smart intercoms. All of those solutions that matter to you, right? We help you promote those and look professional doing it. Next slide. Sales resources. I love this part too. You're in front of customers and we're expecting you to be an expert in how you present those solutions to your customers, how you sell those. Many of you are really, really good at that. It's hard to educate everyone on the specific features for the specific applications, right, that you should focus on. So we've done that for you as well. We've made that easy for you. We've got landing pages that host our videos that promote key features and benefits of all of the solutions we sell. So instead of having to remember, what do I focus on when I'm in front of this customer for this solution, you can simply access the resources we've created for you and walk that customer through those solutions with visuals instead of just talking at them. You can share these landing pages with them. And when you do, the customers have access to this content and it's all branded for you, pushing them right back to your business when they're interested. So branded sales resources, a really powerful thing that you should all take advantage of. Next. After the sale, very, very important, right? That a customer has a positive experience with you. And tech support is hard. We know you're focused on the next opportunity. So we try to make it easy to support that customer. Typically, customers have a common set of needs when it comes to setup, maintenance, operation for, let's say, our on-prem in this example, but we do it for all of our solutions. Instead of having to be there and answer that call and train every customer to do it right, we provide you with a landing page that has all of that content in video format so a customer can self-serve. So you're effectively educating them, again, delivered under your brand umbrella and providing a good customer experience. We have, again, a library of landing pages here or physical resources. So you can print them, you can forward them to your customers. And all that customer knows is this dealer provided me with great content, professional content. It is related to their brand. And any questions, we're directing them back to your business. Next slide. Great. Kelly called this out earlier, and I couldn't agree more. There's nothing more important than collecting and promoting positive reviews for your business. And I'll walk through the example Kelly provided again. If I'm looking for a local service provider, the first thing I do is go online and I Google security installation or whatever it is. And the first thing that comes up is a map, right? And that map are all the providers that are close to me and their star ratings. Typically, Google will serve up the companies that have higher star ratings and more of them. That is very common for Google to do because Google wants you to think they're providing you with a good solution. So as a consumer, I want Google to serve me well. So Google's incentivized to provide you with the closest solutions that have positive reviews. So in order to compete for that, you need to generate your own positive reviews. We make that very simple for you. Many of our dealers, this is not just part of their standard process, and there's an opportunity to generate more. So our recommendation is you develop this discipline. After you serve a customer, you offer them an opportunity to leave you feedback. The picture that you're seeing here, this is sort of that first step for us. So we have a feature that we offer you. You enter that customer's information, their first name, last name, email, and phone number, and it automatically generates a text to that customer. So on their phone, that customer sees on a scale to 1 to 10, how likely are you to recommend our business to a friend? That is one simple question that helps you understand, is this customer happy or unhappy, unsatisfied with their service? If that customer answers 1 through 6, we present them with a simple question: how did we fail you? That feedback, after that customer enters that feedback, is sent directly to you so you know how this customer was not satisfied with your service. And that's where it ends. And that's great, right? Now you're knowledgeable about that customer. You can follow up and make sure you leave them with a positive experience. If they answer 7 through 10 on this, it thanks them for their feedback and it gives them a link directly to your Google My Business review. That's where we want customers to leave their reviews if they're positive. So it's a very streamlined way as you engage with each customer to ask for their feedback, to filter that feedback, and for positive reviews to push them to your Google My Business review. Very, very powerful. Every one of you should do this, and we've made it easy. I should mention, because I think Kelly, you mentioned this too, NPS scores. So Net Promoter Score is a common way to assess the customer satisfaction of your business. And it's, again, it consists of one question, that 1 to 10 questions. So as we collect those answers, 1 to 10, how likely are you to recommend us? We aggregate that and we provide you with your Net Promoter Score. We help you understand how you're failing, how you're succeeding. Any feedback is actually captured in this Net Promoter Score. So you can click on that and understand who left you a good score, who left you a bad score, which one of my sales or technicians supported that positive or negative experience, and you can coach. So very, very powerful. It's a standard tool for measuring customer satisfaction with your business. And back to the whole point of this webinar, right? Building value in your business. If you can demonstrate a positive NPS score, investors are going to value your business more. Next slide.
Before we go to the next slide, George, I just want to do a little plug-in. If any of y'all were on the prior webinars, we talked about KPIs or key performance indicators. Tracking reviews and NPS scores is an excellent KPI to add. And you want to find a team that is going to care about it, and really pay attention to the information that you're getting back. But this is such an amazing tool. I encourage all of y'all to take advantage of it.
Excellent. Thank you, Kelly. The great news is everything I just covered with you and more are available to you today. As an Alibi dealer, when you're active with us, we create your profile and we make this all available to you. It's very, very simple to access. And we've also created an app to deliver this via your phone. So whether you're Android or iPhone, the Alibi Arsenal app is in the store today. We can download that. We can get you set up. And better yet, it's free of charge, right? So truly, like, we believe in this. If you succeed, we succeed. We're not looking to profit off of you for this. We're looking to help you build your business and help us grow ours at the same time. Next, Kelly. So as I mentioned, getting started is very, very easy. For those active dealers with us, contact your dedicated account manager. They'll get you set up or connect you with the right people on our team. We actually have a customer success team. They're fully trained in Alibi Arsenal. Part of their process is onboarding customers, new customers, on the Alibi Arsenal platform and getting you enabled and running with the tools. You can also learn more online, of course.
One more plug. I just want to tell you, I've known of, worked with, been part of a lot of dealer programs over my almost 30 years in the industry. I have never seen a marketing tool that was made available to dealers in a program like this. The work and effort and professionalism that is available to you to use is incredible. It is top notch. It's some of the best that I've ever seen. And they didn't pay me to say that. I really, really mean it. It's excellent. If you don't use that, you are, you're losing out. You should be taking advantage of this, of all these tools. They're incredible. So, pick one or two and get started, but do it today. All of these are going to help make your business more valuable. And if you've been on any of the other webinars, you've seen this slide before. Do the things today that will really prepare you and give you the greatest value for when the time comes that you are ready to sell. So next webinar is coming up in 2 weeks, and we're going to be talking about technology that elevates the value of your business, because thankfully there's a lot of new and exciting technology that has come about in the last 5 years. It's been a game changer for our industry. And we're going to talk about how you can kind of hone in on some of those that may be the best for you, some that Alibi supports and stands behind. So make sure that you register today. I'm sure you're going to be getting an email as well to remind you to register, but we definitely want to see you in a couple of weeks. If we're not already connected on LinkedIn, you can scan this code and it will take you to my LinkedIn page, and let's connect. And until then, let's see, we are right at 11:30. If there are any questions, we will hold open for a few more minutes, but if not, we are at time. So if you want to drop off, go ahead, and you can certainly email your questions in. But Chelsea, were there any questions that have come in so far?
Yes, we did get one that I think would be a good one to start with. They say, this marketing and branding side is all new to me. How do you recommend I get started? Which one or two tools do you recommend?
I'll take that. So again, call your dedicated sales rep. If you don't have one, call the sales team and ask about Arsenal, and they will connect you with our customer success team, right? Who all day long, they're training dealers on how to leverage these assets and these tools. As far as which one to leverage first, I think I have two answers to that. I think I already answered the first one, which is reviews, reviews, reviews. Generate positive reviews for your business and make sure they end up where other people can see them, right? So to me, that is Google My Business reviews. That's number one. Number two, in terms of, how I would leverage the tool, I would start with what aspect of your customer experience can you improve, right? And that can be sales, that can be marketing, that can be support. Everything we've developed started with a dealer request. I'll give you an example. The support page that we created for you. One of our larger dealers reached out. He's like, our team is spending half their time training our customers on how to set up and operate the solution. You've got this great library of videos. Can you brand those for me? And our answer is always yes, but it's how we do that efficiently. And we came up with the solution of developing a landing page. So again, branded for every one of our dealers with a series of videos that does just that, provides the customer with that know-how after installation. That's one problem that we solved for that dealer that we solved for all of our dealers in doing that, right? So for me, it's, focus on that area of your business where you could really use our support. It's always a great starting point. If we don't offer that today, that is great feedback for us as well. Because again, when we solve it for one, typically it's a common issue, and it's worth us investing the time to solve it for all of our partners.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I would also like to answer this. One of the things that George talked about are the microsites, and so think about where we start as consumers when we want to find out about a company. We go to their website. So although we didn't talk a lot about that today, your website is a snapshot of your business. So I am not encouraging huge content laden websites. I encourage clean, crisp, up to date, correct information websites that have things like links to the microsites, the things that Alibi has already provided you that are very professionally done. Utilize those, but make sure that your website the information is correct, that it's working. You should have it on your calendar, and somebody needs to go on that website every day to make sure that everything is working. That, like I said, it's a snapshot of you. So that's another thing that I would start with. And then going back to something that I mentioned very early on, is your email signature. And I talked about the consistency with all the people in your business. Update those periodically, especially if you're putting like a testimonial at the bottom of your signature. Update those periodically, but make sure you're consistent throughout your business. Those are a couple of things that I would start with.
Great. Thank you both. And we talked about reviews, so I'll skip over that one. But last question asks, what if I have very specific or niche targets? How do I get materials to support those?
I love that question. We're asked daily for content that is focused on specific targets. And we developed that. While I gave you examples, for instance, that marketing flyer I showed you for, I think it was self-storage. We have 70 of those now and growing every day, right? So when our customers ask for content, it's it's worth our time to develop that content and add it to our library. So there's a good likelihood that we already support maybe your target or your application. If we don't, that is great feedback for us as we continue to like add to the library. I do want to like point out one other thing here is when we think of those types of assets, there's lots of different ways you engage with a customer. So if it's a specific target, there's always an email, there's a flyer, and it all points to a landing page. And we think that like that's sort of the backbone of everything. It's like, yeah, I'm touching them, but how do I learn more? And we drive them online to a landing page that you can educate far more comprehensively and then point all that back to your business, right? So when we think about supporting that request, for instance, we develop all of those materials for you. And then back to Kelly's point, if that's your area of focus, so let's say it's self-storage, right? That's your area of focus. You should have, not only you should call it out on your website, but you should have a landing page that supports your solutions and how they serve that particular target. Those are the types of materials we provide for you. So you don't have to go through the process of developing that content. You can simply say, I focus on this. Look how I do it, and link to our landing page. Again, our landing page, it doesn't take you to, it takes you to a page that's branded for you. So it's a consistent experience for the customer. They click your logo and they engage back to your website, or they click the back button and they're back on like the website that you manage. So we try to make it seamless for the customer, consistent in how we present your brand, but we can go deep and we can keep your content current.
Great. Thank you so much. That was all the questions we had. Like I mentioned, I will be sending out a follow-up. Thank you for hanging on with us, everybody who stayed. Don't forget to register for part 4, happening in 2 weeks from today. George, Kelly, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you. Bye-bye.